Okay. Well, we should be live soon. And welcome to everyone to Coffee with Chloe in the morning. Um, yeah, I'm Chloe. I'm trying a new setup. I didn't mean to have this open, so let's close that. We're doing the Validator Boot Camp, so we're doing Stake Wars stuff. I'm just making sure the stream's working and all that good stuff. Seems like it is. Trying a new setup. Okay, and audio looks good as well. So I am going to keep... So I have a pretty good setup here. I have my Yeti mic on the left-hand side of my desk. To the right of that, I got my Pixel 6 Pro, I think. And that's where I actually watch my stream live, and I can see people's questions and stuff. I can also see the chat on OBS now on my laptop. So I got a System 76 laptop, trying to get back into coding, trying to start doing a little more dev stuff. This is hopefully going to help me get into that. And we're doing some validator stuff today with Stake Wars, going to jump into near CLI and all that. So here I have the camera. That's what I'm hopefully going to be looking into in the middle. And then on the right hand side, I have a little, little TV screen, and here I have the a browser tab for getting started with a validator bootcamp at Near, and I have my Google Cloud virtual machine. So we have a validator running in the other room to my right as well, but we're going to be doing testnet stuff for now. So once you get your virtual machine set up, or you could be locally in your terminal, whatever works for you. I did a video just before this about how might you get your virtual machine set up. I even might have messed up the video. I'm not even sure. I can't remember, but doesn't matter. Let's see what I put here. Oh, just marmaj. So oh, I didn't even put anything here. So we're good. This is honestly a brand new project. I haven't even put anything here yet. So let's go through the boot camp and see what this is all about. So validator onboarding FAQs. What's the current protocol upgrade that will increase the number of validators on mainnet? This is very exciting. More validators on mainnet means hopefully more decentralization, less barriers to access, more people being able to take part in block production and validation of chunks on the Near ecosystem, validation of transactions. So the next upgrade to increase the number of mainnet validators will introduce chunk-only producers, and is currently slated for Q3 2022. So it was supposed to happen like Q1 to Q2. And now it's been delayed, sadly, but hey, it's coming, and that's awesome. So you can head to near.org/decentralized and register. We've already registered from the marmaj Foundation, and we're doing these videos to kind of track my progress taking part in Stake Wars. So how do I join? We find out more about how to become a validator on near.org/validators, which we're actually, we're not on that right now. Cool. Let's see what it says. Ooh, this is a new web page. Cute. Okay, this is a cute little page. 45 million distributed per year, 12%. Huh. This is actually a really helpful page. Near.org/validators. That is a good page. A lot of good information there. So I'm actually going to copy and paste this. Because I actually think that's a pretty good link. And I'm going to drop it in the Discord channel that we have for the marmaj Foundation. And we have a little channel here in the contributors section for marmaj Validator. And I'm just going to drop that there. And so this is actually where I'm keeping my research notes. And we have the video editor, Ernest, who's going to be helping me editing these videos, is in there. And Monish, the individual who is helping with community strategy for the marmaj Foundation. He's also going to be kind of going through his videos and walking through it all with us. So that's actually a pretty good link. A lot of great information there, in my opinion. And then you can join the Open Shard Alliance server to find more about how to run nodes and participate in GuildNet. And so we are going to start having an actual validators section in the Discord eventually, under the DAO section, where we will have streamed content coming in from OSA for mainnet upgrades, testnet upgrades, all this type of information. But for now, we're going to skip over that. But that's definitely important information if you want to start validating on Near. So lesson 1. Once you've gone through the overview of what validating is and you get involved with the community, what's actually happening? So blockchain is a new technology originally developed by Bitcoin, I suppose. The term most often used to describe blockchain technology is a public ledger. An easy way to describe it is that it's similar to your banking system that keeps track of balances, debts, and credits with several key differences. It's limitless. Whew, I don't know about that. Transactions can be added as long as the network is up and running, with limits, but sure. It's unchangeable. Immutable, once written, validated, it cannot be modified. Mostly correct as well. Yeah. It's very expensive to modify, and it gets more and more expensive to modify as time goes on. And after a certain period of time, it becomes the possibilities, it becomes statistically like improbable or impossible for something to be changed, but it's still possible, I guess. Decentralized, maintained by individual nodes called validators worldwide. Yes, that is, I don't know if it's actually decentralized, but it is maintained by individual nodes. And verifiable. Transactions are verified. Yes, this is probably the most important part, that you can use math to verify the transactions and come to consensus agreement about what these nodes around the world are deciding is the history, or is the state, is what's happening. And that's kind of why it's verifiable. It's pretty important. Not all blockchains are equal. Well, sure. Well, some only allow the processing of transactions, balances, debts, and credits. Blockchains like Near and Ethereum offer another layer of, okay, I'm not going to read all this. You know, you don't store everything on the blockchain because it's too expensive. Some, you know, you might use the block Near's for like transaction processing, so it's like CPU. But to store things, you might use like Arweave. Like Mintbase uses Near smart contracts for logic, and they use Arweave for storage. Okay, so sharding is about sharding processing, so that instead of only being able to do one thing at a time, the Near blockchain or Near computer can do multiple things at the same time, and you could have certain shards for privacy and certain shards for like EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, certain shards for Octopus network type stuff and Substrate, and you could have different types of shards. And network computers, nodes in the network can work at processing different shards for different reasons. So, or yeah, but you always use the same consensus algorithm, figuring out what is the state of truth. So Near was designed to be the best of, okay, yeah. Key features, okay, we don't really care about that much. Technology stack. Rust. I would not start with I would honestly, my very unexpert opinion, assembly script is great for learning about smart contracts and how things might work and building your first thing on testnet, whatever. But if you're going to actually build on mainnet, just learn Rust. That might be a huge barrier or huge hurdle. Near is planning on incorporating JavaScript to WASM. That would be great, probably more reasonable than assembly script. But if you want to do things right now, you'd probably just be better off learning Rust and building basic smart contracts anyways. And you're probably going to only be on testnet if you're actually building most things, or using someone else's contracts, which will be in Rust. We're using Node.js for tooling, JavaScript and stuff for front ends. I am terrible with front end stuff. I don't do front ends. I just interact with the chain. And speaking of interacting with the chain, you do that through Near CLI. And so this is kind of where we were on last video, where, you know, we went up to set up Near CLI, and it's like, okay, make sure your Debian machine is up to date. I don't know why it says Debian machine, but I mean, I guess any Linux machine should work. I guess not all of them will work with this, but most Linux machines work like this, and all you're doing is making sure that your machine is up to date. Yeah. And we did that already, and we don't need to do it again, so we're not going to. But you just copy and paste this. Install developer tools, Node, and npm. Again, you just copy and paste this. And if you have any issues, all you're doing is installing Node and installing npm. So you're going to like the Debian node source, and then it's gonna use sudo, and then it's gonna install the build essentials for Node.js and put it into your path. Great. I guess it does npm as well. Anyways, check your Node version, check your npm version. As long as you get, so this part we can do, right? We will do that. Awesome. It should be 17 dot something dot something, 17.9.0. Awesome. npm version, and 8 point something dot something, and 8.5.5. So that's good enough. Oh my gosh. That is oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. Let's see who's messaging me. Ooh, I got invited to the Twitter space for Ref tomorrow. Very fancy. Okay. Nothing else important happening. Just making sure. So, install near CLI. We already did this, but again, you just copy and paste this. It's going to use npm, right? We just installed npm right here, right? Now that you have npm, you'll be able to sudo, which means use root permissions of your computer, and then npm install globally, so you're installing it for your whole machine, near CLI. So from your machine, you'll be able to use near CLI. It's pretty straightforward there. And then we talked last time about how you can either export your environment to be a certain thing. So we will, okay, let's just take out all of this. So we're going to export this environment variable and make it always be testnet. Okay, so anything we do now is going to be testnet. So if I say near keys chloe.near, it'll say, oh my gosh, if I could actually type though, then it would do what I said. It says no keys for chloe.near. They don't know what that is, but if I say chloe.testnet, okay, for some reason, there you go. Now it'll show all these wonderful keys for chloe.testnet. Yay, wonderful. I don't know why I'm not having it show there you go. Wonderful. And so now you'll be able to see all these wonderful different keys for the testnet account. And so we can also make it so that, we can use any environment variable. So we could say export near mainnet, export near guildnet. All the examples are right here. Mainnet, test, guildnet. So for stakewars, it'll be the Onyx network. Okay. Actually, let me pull that up because I feel like most people don't actually know what the heck's going on for stakewars. And so I feel like if I just share, it's so hard to find, so many Discord channels, Lord help me. If I just share though what's going on, okay, sorry, someone was responding to why my node's having all these errors, and I'm like, okay, I'll try and fix that soon. But in the announcements, we have the actual proposal. Actually, I'm going to drop these in. So first of all, let's just keep it really simple. Let's open these links. Oh no, Lord help me. That's not what I wanted. I want the actual, okay, well that works. And that works. And I want to make sure I also send these to the marmaj channel. Sorry. 1 and 2. Perfect. So this is actually the one that I find to be really interesting. This is where most of the information for stakewars actually is. And I don't think most people know this. And so for stakewars, I'm actually going to make this full screen for a bit just because we're not going to be using the terminal for a second. So Onyx is a meme-based network that derives its origins from the Pokemon character Onyx. The NEAR community, with the support of Open Charge Alliance, is pleased to announce the launch of a community-owned and governed NEAR network named Onyx. So it's an incentivized testnet. Okay, it's an open testnet. Okay, it's free to test on NEAR, but now you get the test on NEAR with some incentives built in. Pretty cool. Launch Q3, Q4. Genesis, 1 billion tokens will get created. There'll be a DAO. All this fun stuff. Okay, awesome. We like that. Now, also supporting this initiative is a proud GuildNet validator. Okay, now we hear stakewars, which apparently is something different than Onyx. Okay, so chunk producer validators. Okay, stakewars is starting July 13th. But what network is it on? I'm assuming maybe GuildNet. But okay, how it works. Last time I saw, oh look, Everstake and LI NEAR is going to do stuff too. 4 million NEAR tokens to delegate, which we were talking about. So if you do well in stakewars, you can get delegation from different partners: Metapool, Everstake, LI NEAR, Open Charge Alliance. Stakewars community telegram, but I'm pretty sure the Stakewars community telegram is the main validator. Exactly. Whoops. Reopen, close tab, go back. Follow Pagoda platform on Twitter, go on Discord. But see, yeah, there's no real information about what to do. So, because of that, I'm assuming there's going to be some information that comes out, but we're just going to go through testing for now. But that should give a pretty good example of like what stakewars is and why you'd want to participate. You can get delegation and get started with running your own node and learn and join the community and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's go back to let's go back to making, there we go. So we can check out NEAR proposals, which will be different because this is all testnet stuff now. All right, so these aren't even real pools. You'll see like 20 million tokens or something like that, 700,000, 30,000, right? Which wouldn't work on mainnet. All right, and then let's get into actual stuff. So lesson 3, because that was what we did yesterday. So now we're actually talking about we actually might want to set up a validator. We're gonna have to set up a node, learn about mainnet and testnet. I guess, I mean, in my opinion, the differences are very obvious. But mainnet NEAR is valuable. Testnet NEAR is free, for the most part, so it's not really valuable. Compiling NEAR core for mainnet. Genesis. So testnet's actually much easier to get started on, and I wonder if stakewars allows you to use the testnet setup. So we're going to go through the testnet setup today. We're not doing the more complicated mainnet setup. So prerequisites. Oh, this is actually pretty important. I tried this on a previous machine, and I actually didn't have the right support. So supported, yay! It means we can do what we need to do. It means that we have the right CPU requirements and we can get things done the way we're supposed to run a node. If it says not supported, that means that, you know, oh my gosh. If it says not supported, then yeah, you'd have to check out something different then. We already made sure our machine's up to date, so that's fine. And we did not do this part yet. So this is installing the developer tools. Ooh, very fun. Lots of fun things here. Got to install Python, set the config. This is just honestly copying and pasting, but you're setting up your dev environment. And so, or your node environment, or your, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is, if you're starting with a brand new, fresh machine, you don't have all these, you don't have Python installed probably, and you don't have developer tools installed, and you don't have all this, C-lang, and you might not have Rust installed and all of that. So the first steps are honestly just going through these steps and making sure you've gotten it. It's like when you're trying to bake a cake or something like that. First step is you make sure you have all the ingredients for the recipe. You make sure you have all the pots and the pans and the whisk and whatever else you need. The oven works and all that kind of stuff. This is going pretty quick. There we go. And then we need to install Python. Programming install Python pip. Oh, yes. We do want to use more disk space, please. We got the smallest disk we could possibly use, too. Damon is using outdated libraries. Which services should be restarted? I'm going to let the computer let me just say, okay. Like, okay. I trust the computer to do what it does. And this is why I'm using a VM, because I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just Google things and try and learn as I go. Whatever. Set the configuration. So it says. Oh, that's just making sure it's setting the right path and everything. The path systems confuse the heck out of me. I don't care what anyone says. Already on the newest version, C-Lang's the newest version, build essential, latest version, nothing needs to be done. Perfect. Installing Rust. Always takes so long. But cannot install while Rust is installed. We're just going to say yes. Proceed with installation. Awesome. So now we have Rust. Hopefully. After this might take a long time. But when it works, we will be able to, again, do the whole source. Yeah, it even says to do it right here. To configure your current shell, run this. Or you can restart your shell. But we're just going to copy and paste this. This is a pretty good guide so far. When I was doing this a few months ago, it was much more complicated. So far, this is all great. So clone near core from GitHub. I don't know if I think it'll work. I haven't used Git on this VM yet, so it worked. Cool. So near core is just a file, a repository on GitHub somewhere that the Near or Pagoda maintains. And we're just saying, hey, GitHub, please give us this file and put it onto our virtual machine or onto our computer. So we clone Mika. Yeah? Mika's having a little nightmare. All good. So we're just going to say, hey, GitHub, please clone this information that's at this. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Anyways, then it's going to go into this near core file. Because remember, you're cloning this file, near core. Then you're CDing into this file. Then you're fetching the origin. You always want to make sure. Okay, well, I feel like we're going to have... Okay, well, let's see. Oh my gosh. Did it work? Maybe we should just do it again. What happens if I do it again? Let's see. It should just say, oh, it's already there, or yeah, already exists, not empty, fatal, crash, whatever, yeah. Okay, hopefully it worked. And now let's see. Check out the branch you need. Oh. This is always difficult for me, this part, but we'll get it, don't worry. Um, compile near core binary. Okay, so we're doing this in order. This part actually is a bit confusing. I always get stuck here because we'll do what it says to do and then we'll do what I do. So it says, please check the release page on GitHub. But if you're not used to okay, well, this is actually pretty straightforward, I think. Release version. Removed testnet alias for localnet command. Remove unsafe, reset all. Okay, that's cool. Latest. Code color. Green. Testnet. Code color. Yellow testnet. So I don't think you have to do this one. Okay, let's run this one. Let's run this one. I don't know if it works this simply, but it literally says, check out the branch you need. Latest unstable release is recommended if running on testnet. So, right, latest unstable released running on testnet. Okay, so let's just try it with my checkout tags. Okay, and then I don't know why we're putting -b my node, because we haven't made a node yet and I don't think we've named one, but switch to a new branch my node. So I guess we did this ourselves. Okay. And let's see if this just builds on that my node branch then with this. So we're using the Rust, right, that we just downloaded to then make this neared using the my node branch. And my node branch is running with this specific version that we actually got from here, right? So I'm just copying and pasting stuff and telling the computer what to do. And because very smart people have already pre-configured what the computer does, it works. One day, the Marmaj Foundation would love to be the smart people that makes code that people can compile and just works to help secure the network. But for now, we will just try our best to run the nodes and run the software and support the ecosystem that way, and educate others to do so as well. So yeah, my goal is to record myself doing this Monday to Friday if possible, like how I generally do coffee with Chloe in the morning. So yeah, no coffee with me today. Got coconut water and a patty. But hopefully this will allow me to kind of build my expertise and knowledge in running nodes, because I've been running nodes for years, but I feel like I'm not very consistent with it, and I forget a lot of what I do, like upgrading your node, making sure you're running a testnet node on a virtual machine. Like this testnet node that I run here will probably run for the foreseeable future, because when you get delegation from Near Foundation or whatever, they expect you to run a testnet node and a mainnet node. So the mainnet node will run, I guess, forever on bare metal, like on an actual machine face to face, but the testnet one will be on a what's it called, on a virtual machine. So but some of these videos, for example, safely shutting down your node, safely restarting your node. If your node gets corrupted data, how do you find the process for neared or whatever, or core, and then kill the process, those types of things are where we want to start making videos first. And so Ernest is going to be helping us make the videos, and Monish is going to be going through the videos as well. And then we're going to be hopefully getting some guides, some whiteboard series made to help people through this, about stake wars, about being a validator, why you'd want to be a validator, what kind of rewards are available, How do you support the network that way? What are you actually validating? All that kind of stuff. And then, some articles and everything else as well. So, because I mean, no one really wants to probably sit here for 30 minutes watching me play and like watching things compile. But when Ernest makes the highlight reels, it'll just be the educational content. Less of me rambling and watching things compile, and more of the important things. And then Monish, I think, will be really helpful as well, because Monish, I'm excited for you to be actually asking questions like why I'm doing certain things, or leaving comments about things you've learned, because I think that'll help Ernest as well. It'll really help Ernest to figure out what's important, what to cut up, what kind of like how to break the videos up and kind of push people through the content. And then obviously getting feedback from other members who might try the videos as well. So Creatives DAO members and XM members. But yeah, once you can use DigitalOcean for a virtual machine, whatever else you'd like. The biggest thing is you need 4 cores and 8 gigs of RAM and 200 gigs of storage, minimum specs. So the virtual machine that we're running right here on the right hand side of the screen is a Google Cloud virtual machine, and it has those minimum specs. So if this can run, then it's great. You could even see like, performance metrics, macros, marmaj info, marmaj, near core, utils, near performance. And so it's building all of these files and things that I would need to run a node and run it efficiently. So I might even just end the video here. I mean, most people, let's see what's after this. Make near D. Oh no, I'll go through this stuff. This stuff's pretty important. So in order to work, let's just talk about what happens. So the binary path is target, release, near D. If you're seeing issues, it's possible that the cargo command is not found. So you definitely need to have cargo, but hopefully you have cargo after you installed Rust, right? Install Rust and cargo. So that should already be done. Compiling near core Barney may take a while. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. And then in order to work properly, the near node requires a working directory and a couple of configuration files. Okay, so this is basically making sure that this is your trusted source of truth, I guess. Network download Genesis. So yeah, it's basically downloading the source of truth from the near file you got from GitHub. So it's basically saying, hey, file, what are the boot nodes to start from? What are the nodes that are always running, for example, that I know I can get connected to just to get started with the network? What are the configuration files? Like, what's the block time? What's the block height I should be checking from? What are the rules for running the near blockchain, to be honest? And that's all in these config files because they can be changed. And so, for example, when the marmaj Foundation starts working on our own version of Near Core, we're obviously going to start from the normal version of Near Core with our own nodes, and we're going to try tweaking these files, the settings in the files, ever so slightly, and seeing if we can get higher rewards than other validators. So we're going to need 2 block producing nodes and multiple testnet nodes, 2 chunk producing nodes, 2 block producing nodes on mainnet, just so we can test on mainnet. But we're also going to obviously have lots of on testnet and a lot of what's it called? We're going to, I can't remember, simulation testing. Wow. We're going to go through simulation testing as well and see what it would look like to tweak different parts of Near Core and see if, tweak transaction ordering, maybe get into some MEV type stuff. That's the idea. But anyways, we do this. It downloads everything you need. And this is kind of explaining all the stuff. So you have Jettison JSON, you have config JSON, and it's a big file, 6 gigabytes. And then If you had not specified the boot nodes during init in step 3, shows an empty array. We need to specify it with specific boot nodes. Yeah. Tracked shards. This field is empty. You have to replace it. Oh, wow. It does make you really track a lot of stuff. Okay, so yeah, we're going to wait for all this because it's making us... This is actually a very good guide, but I feel like it's making us go through all the same weird steps that we used to, but it's actually telling us how to solve it. Back in the day, it was like, oh no, I don't have any boot nodes. What do I do? You have to like go into some file and get it yourself. And now it's just saying, oh, do this. But this doesn't always work. RM. Oh, it's literally saying config JSON is terrible. See, that's annoying. That just means that the config JSON that they have. So yeah, basically, whenever you used to do this, you get all these errors. And now they're basically saying just replace it. Just replace config JSON. So basically, the first step here is removing the entire file of config.json. And then it's getting a new config JSON that's being managed on AWS, an Amazon Web Server. And then you have to change this to whatever network you want, and it'll help you out and do it all for you. So it's saying you have to modify this, but you can do it yourself. So you can, I'll show it when I do it. You can dig into config JSON and change boot nodes and track shards yourself, which we could do. I'm not going to. Or you can just copy and paste this and they'll do it for you. And I kind of like that about these things where you can just trust the tutorial, or you can just literally ask a friend, hey, what's your node? Can I use that as my boot node? And you can use that if you're on mainnet. Then you get a data backup so that you don't have to sync from previous stuff. So you download AWS, you download the snapshot, and then you run the node. Oh wow, NearD is mainnet and testnet. On GuildNet, you can use NearUp only now. So no, yeah, they're saying everyone move to NearD. Neared. Okay. So yeah, we're still here we're still making near core, compiling near core, sorry. And so we are going to initialize the directory, which shouldn't take, well, yeah, it'll take a little while, but interesting. So really all they're saying is this is just to get everything ready and download Genesis JSON. Config JSON is basically missing the boot nodes and doesn't know how many shards to track. Interesting. We're almost done. I've got to try and actually do these in the morning though, because obviously, I mean, it's like what? Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. for Monish right now. But if I actually do these at like 8 a.m., 7 a.m., which that's the goal. I mean, I'm usually up around 5, 6, 7 a.m. anyways. So the goal is to just kind of walk the dog, walk Mika for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes around like 6, 7 a.m. Come back, do a quick stream, get the day started. And the idea is that, I mean, I've been doing a lot of like DeFi and how to use Near. Basically, getting started with Near has been the theme of the past 100 videos. And now we're kind of shifting into like building on Near. So we're hoping, I mean, I hope that someone takes over the previous content. So whether it's like Soph, one of our, our GameFi operation management advisor, or whoever else kind of takes over in that role, whether, Ernest, if you'd like to kind of take over the theme of kind of planning out maybe weekly content videos to support other dApps in the ecosystem and just getting started with them, that would be awesome. But me specifically, Coffee with Chloe in the Morning is taking a shift now from from getting started with Near into building on Near. And so the first step of building on Near, in my opinion, is getting a validator set up, getting a node set up, having your source of truth, ensuring that if the RPC node, the RPC for the public RPC for interacting with the Near wallet, for example, is overloaded, you can just hit up your mainnet validator node and use that as your RPC if you need to. And so through this series, we're going to be going through testnet, obviously, but I think everyone should run a mainnet node for the ecosystem blockchain they're building on. So I want to run an Arweave node because we built a lot on Arweave. I want to make sure we're running an Ethereum node and a Near node. We have the Starlink satellite currently set up in Canada. And so next week, I'm going to be setting up the ETH Nimbus node in Canada on one machine that I have there that's pretty old. So the Near node mainnet will be here. The Ethereum mainnet node will be with the Starlink satellite. The testnet node will be on the Google VM. And then Stakewars will also be on the Google VM. I might make another Google VM, but it's expensive. And so we'll see how much grant funding we get for this type of stuff. I do like experimenting. I do like research. But research costs a lot of money. It's like $500 a month for this whole validator research stuff. But it's fun. So once this is finished building, it might be a while. 6 gigs? Hopefully that takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes? I think I should maybe just pause the stream or something. Can I pause the stream here? I think I can. I think I can just stop streaming and it just pause. Control. Auto. Interesting. Stop streaming. Nah, I'll just wait. Nothing else to do. SSH in browser. This does make it easy. Honestly, the reason I'm using this Google stuff and this whatever is because they just make it so easy to connect and whatever. Having to SSH on your own and blah blah blah, then the port closes and blah blah blah, and connection broken, blah blah blah. It's a lot of work. Obviously we're gonna do it with the mainnet nodes, ETH and Near, but if you don't have to, right? If you can compete, because you can be on your phone using the Google VM and copying and pasting all these commands. I want to hack with Decentricity on setting up a node on a phone for NearCon. And so the idea would be we have a Linux phone that she has. We get 200 gigs, 4 cores, 8 gigs of RAM, minimum specs, and we try and go through this guide. And if it works, then we can just document it and be like, look, you can run a Near node as long as you've got Wi-Fi. And then we have the Starlink satellite. And so the idea would be anywhere in the world, as long as you've got this phone that we've built on Linux, you could run a Near node with a Starlink satellite. And that's kind of the hack project. Can we hack at that? So we'll see at NearCon. That's one of the secondary hacks. The main hack is utility NFTs for social good. So the biggest idea I have in my mind is that tents are pretty big, they're pretty bulky, but if you could give someone a gift card where they could redeem a tent for it, that'd be more efficient. But you probably want something where someone can, first of all, trade the gift card to someone else easily and efficiently. You want something where someone can't just lose the gift card or it can get stolen or lost or whatever. If someone can keep their phone safe, they can keep their NFT safe, arguably. And so this is kind of the idea we're trying to create is, if we can give someone who's living on the streets a Near wallet that they can secure in some way, right? Let's just assume they can secure it. So let's say through their email, which isn't the most secure, but good enough for someone who's living on the street probably. And if we can give them 2 NFTs that can be redeemed for tents, that means that, first of all, they can go get a tent, a brand new tent, whenever they want to, whenever they need. So even if they already have a tent, they can just get a new one later in 2 months or 3 months. So they have support. They have perceived support for the future. And then they can also share the support with someone else. So they get the ability to, even if they have a tent, they can give away 2 tents to other people. Or they can keep a tent for themselves and give away, or they can maybe sell a tent, right? They can go to the store, get both of the tents, and then go try and sell them on the street. And the idea is mainly to try and empower people, provide them with some sort of support, and then provide some sort of perceived support as well. So knowing that they can support someone else, knowing that they can receive more support in the future by owning this tent. And I mean, technically you can build like a DeFi platform on top of this where, you know, you give away the tents to people that live on the streets, but then people know they can buy these tents NFTs for like a 20% discount from the actual price of a tent on this marmaj marketplace, knowing that if they do so, the funds are going back to people living on the streets. And so you could honestly build a whole marketplace of stores who release these products to the marmaj and give the NFTs to the marmaj DAO. The marmaj DAO can take these utility NFTs and give them to people on the ground who distribute them to people living on the streets. People on the streets could use the NFTs or put them up for auction or sale on these platforms. And then people around the world can purchase these utility NFTs and redeem them at the stores as well. So that is the hack that we're doing for NearCom. We're having a whole Near Hacker House out for it. Information on Friday to be announced. And some more alpha probably to be announced during our Twitter space on Thursday with Ref Finance. Oh, I do have to talk to Kate about that. But foliage, yes, can't wait to visit one day soon. Oh, Psykid said hi. I'll check it out later. Okay, so this should be done in like, let's say 30 seconds, hopefully. But it is taking its sweet time. Okay, so the next thing will be initializing the working directory. Actually, you know what? We're not going to remove the file and redo it. I don't want to waste my time. I'm not going to download a whole JSON file and then delete the whole JSON file just to download a new file. Huh. No. We are going to edit this file and just find the boot nodes out of this. Actually, let's do this now. So HTTPS yada yada yada. So we're going to copy this. We're going to go to the URL. We're going to go here. And then I said you're going to choose your network. So I'm changing the URL to be testnet. And then we can actually see it right here. So boot nodes, where are you, man? I could just control F, but like I should know where these things are. There you go, boot nodes. So they're all right here. Wait, oh wait, they're all right here. So you just copy all the boot nodes and we're just gonna put it into our file. And then, see, why delete the whole file? And then it wants tracked shards. Where is that? Oh yeah, tracked shards. So yeah, it should say 0 instead of whatever it does say. We're not deleting this whole thing just for that. Let's close this. Perfect. Oh wait, we can't copy this yet. Silly butt. We're still doing this. This, I mean. I thought we'd be done by now, to be fair. This is taking a long time. So this is probably the longest thing that you'd have to wait for. Like building near core. But once you're done building near core, like, you know, go take a walk or go eat something. I should have eaten. Let's see. I shouldn't eat. I'm on a live stream. I can't give that away for free, you know. Anyways, I am excited to eat my patty. Got a nice little vegetarian Jamaican patty. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? So pretty. I'm gonna eat that after. And what else am I gonna do? I don't know. Probably watch some anime. Gotta catch up probably. You know. I also want to experiment a bit with. I probably have things to actually do, but I want to experiment a bit with. Oh, I gotta fix the node. Never mind. I gotta go. Actually, since we're here, since we're waiting, Explorer. And since we are waiting, since we are here, scroll to the bottom of the nodes on mainnet, and we will see marmaj eventually. Oh my god, it's done! So exciting! We'll see the marmaj node. See? Oh! It did stop working 8 hours ago. Oh my gosh. Maybe it is corrupt. Oh my gosh. Oh, it really did try and sync, and then... Ah, man. I gotta fix the mainnet node. Okay, well... Let's finish this, and then I'll fix the mainnet node. Oops, obviously, I need to actually pick the network. And this I don't think will take that, well, not nearly as long as what we just went through. So, like it's 6 gigs, but I mean, wait, this isn't 6 gigs yet. Maybe the whole thing is 6 gigs? I don't know. Doesn't seem that big so far. Using key. Downloading Genesis file. 6 gigs. Yeah, this seems tiny. Save the file. Generated testnet node key. In root-near. Yeah. This is tiny. They must have made it much smaller. Maybe it used to be 6 gigs. But this doesn't seem like it's 6 gigs anymore. I don't know. Very interesting. I guess it's a positive. Still taking a while, but this command will create the directory structure and will generate config. Okay, yeah. And this is all in near core. Oh yeah, this is all in .near. So I need that. I guess I can just open a new. Oh, you can just download upload files that easily. That is so cool. It is so much easier doing this kind of stuff through a virtual machine. That's all I'm gonna say. Like through like a platform. Okay. I guess I'll just do this. So I want to go into the near file. And then, remember, they said the config JSON file was incorrect. And they're saying because this is what it's supposed to look like. And this is what ours looks like. So Genesis, validator key, RPC. So it's saying it's supposed to say the RPC address is our local host. Yeah. Okay, local host. So, for example, if you wanted to use your own RPC and you're running this on your machine, you can connect to the local host of this machine and get the RPC. So that part's simple enough. Polling configuration, right? You can change some of these settings. Oh, forgot. I can only use the keyboard to move this stuff. Enable debug, network, address. Okay, so this is where it says boot nodes, there's nothing here. And we need to change that. So I for insert, And then we're just gonna take it from the end of the brackets to the end of the brackets. So it would be much faster just to remove and replace it. But there you go. Escape. And then we go down. And then somewhere it says, it'll say tracked shards. There you go. Tracked shards and tracked accounts. So we're just going to say track everything. Track all the shards. Don't worry about it. Tracked shards. Yeah, you just got to insert 0. Escape. Right, quit. Oops. Oh no. There you go. Right, quit. And now we should be good to go. So I did this. I added the boot nodes. I made the track shards 0. And then we do want to get the data backup though, which is what I'm having an issue with my node, because I'm going to have to go delete all the corrupted data, which goes into, where does it go? You download the snapshot and you put it into, yeah, near data. So I have to go, so this is actually helping me remember how to fix it on my node. So I'm going to literally go cd near data, or just rm, like remove it. Which service should be restarted? You know what? Whatever service you think. Oh, God. The tar file. Yeah, so basically you instantly get to 147 gigs. And it's saying, oh, make sure you have enough disk space. So again, we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to fix my other node basically by saying, hey, go to this near data file. Oh, sorry. I do have to edit to remove this. Oops. And there's probably another one. Oh no, it seems like that's it. There you go. And now it's gonna take forever. It can't even calculate the remaining time left. So this is downloading all 147 gigs of testnet data, the headers and all of that. And then when you start your node, right? So the next one is actually starting the node. And when you start near core, you built near core, you put all your settings in, and once you start the node, it'll use all these headers to actually be done. So it's 150 megabytes a second. So far, 5 gigs. Yeah, so I'm going to end the video there because I feel like this gets us all the way until we're basically running the node. And I mean, we could just... Wait, this is telling us how to use NearUp? Oh yeah, pip install NearUp, pip user upgrade NearUp, and then... This is logging in, testnet. So yeah, this is like another step though. Setup using near core. Yeah, using core. But we don't use core, we use... Is this still near up? Oh wow. It's still talking about near up. Yeah, I just skip over this whole thing. I wouldn't use near up. I would just skip over it. It's not what you'd actually do. This is all the same. Source the environment. This is all the same. Yeah, we don't need... You get in your CLI, you create a wallet, you log in with your wallet. Start your node. Initialize near, chain mainnet, count ID, staking pool ID. Okay. Start the node. Target, release, neared, run. See, this is a bit interesting. I want to end the video. I just feel like I don't know why it's CD near core. Yeah, so this is just literally running a node. Okay, there you go. This is just running your node. And then they need to here it is, I think. Yeah. All right, this is how you basically get your node started. So after following today's video, you should be able to have your near CLI, you have your VM on AWS or Google, or you're just locally on your Raspberry Pi or something. You're now running your node, and then I'm pretty sure it just goes straight to deploying a mainnet staking pool, and you just do it for testnet. I don't know why. Initialize the node. Chain ID mainnet for your pool ID. I always found this to be the most interesting, it says initialize your node. And it's oh, you can't initialize your node. So it's very interesting. Then you actually deploy it. Staking pool. Target, release, neared, run. I still feel like this isn't all you only init once. Okay, so you run, once your node is ready to go, you make sure it's running. Then you have to init your node with the information for the staking pool, which is all here. Oh, no, that's not all. This is the actual building your pool. Where is... I think it's on the other page. Initialize the node. Initialize the node. Deployment net staking pool. Okay, yeah. Oh, if you don't want the RPC, you can reduce it. Okay, remove it. Man, it does that often, eh? The browser SSH thing shuts down a couple times. I guess it doesn't stop the virtual machine from doing what it's doing. It just, my connection interrupts. Interesting. Oh shoot! But if it's doing something, how would I know? If, oh gosh, I don't know. I didn't like this part. Let's see. Oh gosh. CD marmaj. Or wait, no, we're trying to. Oh no, it lost it. Am I just gonna have to memorize what I'm doing? That's not fun. CD near? No. There you go. Config. Oh, we do have data. Let's just assume it worked. Run a node. Let's assume that we have all the data. Right? Is this... What is this? Localnet, testnet, mainnet, Rust, localnet, running a node, testnet, git clone, git shown, my node, make near D. That took us a long time. Initialize the working directory. Okay. Yeah. Replace the config JSON. We did that. Get a backup. We did that. Okay. I'm really hungry now. What? Oh. Okay. What? Oh. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, let's see if this works. If it does, that means that we have a testnet node running with RPC capabilities, meaning we could like call near CLI and ask our own node what's going on. Next thing would be to actually, so the next video I do will be actually deploying the contract on near testnet for the staking pool. And then all you do is initialize your node with that staking contract. And then your node goes, oh, you gave me the private key of your contract and you gave me the public key of your contract. So this is now your validator node. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So, yeah, I'll at least wait a few, like, we waited this long, so I'll at least wait a few seconds, few minutes to make sure it's actually running properly. But then, like, yeah, there's some code that you need to, like, follow. I always forget what these things are. So there's, like, mainnet, and then, like, you go to the end or something. No. It's something like, oh, like maintain your node, maybe? What? This is not that helpful. Where's the normal? Oh, yeah, wait. What? Where's the normal page I was on? Near.io / it was like a long page. Why are these all different? There you go. Validator bootcamp. Lesson 7. Because here it'll show me the code. This is what I have to do. No space left on device errors. Ah, here it is. Kill the hung PID. Kill 9 PID. You gotta find the PID. This is here now. Oh my gosh. This is the most helpful information ever. Error value, address already in use. Oh, but it's not always near D. You can do grep core as well. Sometimes on mainnet it's core, and you kill the process. Yes, okay. No. Oh, nice. This is all helpful stuff. Watch logs. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I never used Graphdana. Restart service. I should probably use Graphdana though. Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff that I never did. See, this seems helpful. Ah, another machine for Prometheus. Lord help me. We're not looking for near up though, are we? Interesting. We'll do all this stuff tomorrow, but I just wanted to read through it again to make sure I knew what I was going to do for tomorrow and what it all looks like. But yeah, we're just going to make the staking pool. Setting up using near core on mainnet. This one. Awesome. So it seems like it's working. It's taking a very long time. Killed. Why killed? It looks like it was doing well. Why you kill it? It was all looking good. And this is why I want to go all the way to the end, because it seems like we might be having some issues. Let's see. Boot camp. Yeah, this is what we ran, right? You're in near core, you run dot target, release, neared, home, near, run. But maybe when we were downloading that file from before, the data got corrupted because it kicked me out of the thing. Let's see. Can I just like duplicate this tab or something? Like, how do I? Oh, maybe this time it works. This is where it got killed last time. So it's like created an instance, dropped an instance. Let's see what that, like why it's would do that. An embeddable persistent key value store for fast storage. Who knows? Maybe getting a virtual machine with only 200 gigs of storage wasn't the best idea. You know, between 150 gigs for the actual headers and then all the other stuff we had to download, and maybe it's too much. No, we got really far. We got really far with this. I might have to actually SSH into an actual computer and do it that way. But worst case, the next time I do a video, I'll try SSHing from here into my actual computer and fixing that, because that would be great to fix. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm just gonna end this video. Well, thanks everyone. We got pretty far. We got our node set up. We got it almost running. I think what might have happened probably actually is just okay, the easiest way to do this is get the snapshot again. I don't think we got a good snapshot. So cd near ls our sudo rm-r data. Sure. Oops. I think this is correct. Ah. Sorry. I do have to change this to testnet. Okay, so we'll try it again. I don't think it worked last time properly. My computer's having a hard time already, and then we're going to end the stream. Deuces, we'll see if it works tomorrow.